of them. You're wasting all your time and money on models. Paint what you have.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Model Club TV episode 97. Wow, 3 away from 100. Will we make it? That's the question. Oh, man.
Not at this rate.
No, yeah, it is. Scott Johansson, my lovely co-host. How are you? How are you, sir?
Sorry, I thought I saw a hole in my can.
Oh, there's a hole in your can already.
There's a hole in my can. You want in there? Okay. I'm great.
I almost spit water. If I would have had a sip of water, I was like this. It would have went over everything. Oh, you son of a bitch. Let's all sip. Let's sip together. Everyone, grab your beverage. Liquid Death. I love you. Send me a case. How about that? I'll drink it every show.
Drink Dr. Pepper.
Is Pepsi, is that Pepsi or Coke, Dr. Pepper?
Dr. Pepper is actually a Pepsi product, I believe.
Gotcha.
Well, it's actually part of the 7-Up thing, but I think Pepsi bought all that out.
Yeah.
So.
Because 7-Up is Pepsi, Sprite is Coke?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait,
What's Squirt? Who owns Squirt? I laid it up there. Oh, anyway. Hello, everybody. How's things this week? Scott, how are you, sir? Things okay?
Things are great.
You don't seem so sure about that.
Well, I had another branch come down. I had a tornado.
Oh, so, yeah, yo. So if you watched Model in a movie, you kind of know about this. If you didn't watch Model in a movie, which is most of our viewers, Scott and I both almost got hit by tornadoes last week. Separate tornadoes. Within 3 blocks of your house, 4 blocks of my house. Ish.
You 4 blocks.
So they're still working on power lines over here. Like at this park. Trees down it was crazy. So Illinois and Jamie's brother almost got hit by a tornado downstate in Peoria, near Peoria. So I guess it was almost 40 tornadoes that day in the state.
Doesn't that sound like some kind of venereal disease?
Dude.
I got Peoria. Oh,
we're 4 minutes in.
I need a shot. I got Peoria.
He actually lives in Morton, which is the pumpkin capital of the world.
Thank God we have that.
Yeah. So they almost got hit. They lost a fence, some trees. I didn't lose. I had some small branches come down. You had big branches come down again. We lost a big tree up the street. It was pretty scary. It was pretty scary for a minute there. But we're alive.
Luckily, the Cook County taxes have gone up enough to pay all these people to come take these trees away, right? Sure.
Not even Cook County, South Cook.
Yes.
Whew. Anyway, enough about our area. Barbecue's coming up, everybody. MCTV BBQ 2, September 1st. So if you are inclined to come out this way, shoot one of us an email, modelclubtv@gmail.com, and we can, I haven't even worked the buttons in a long time. modelclubtv@gmail.com. Voicemail is 708-816-4299. We can kind of point you in the direction of hotels. Again, I would stay Tinley, Harlem, and I-80, Tinley Park, Illinois, near the convention center. There's a lot of options there. That's your best place. But reach out to one of us and we can help you. So that's September 1st. We got enough people. It's going to be okay. So now we got to talk about food at some point. What were we going to do?
We got to feed these people too?
There's some good voicemails coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't mention that Trixie's with us today.
Oh, Trixie's there.
Look at her.
It looks like a brown rug or something. Oh, there you go. There's the head. Okay. So I've had a week. So we're recording this almost at 10 o'clock at night on the 25th. Everything fell apart for this episode. I got a call Monday that a cousin of mine passed away suddenly. My parents had to like do a wellness check and found him. So that's been my week, and I've been running back and forth to my cousin's house. We have a lot of work to do, and it's got a funeral now next week and all that stuff. But the takeaway from this is my cousin. You got shot. Oh, did you? He lived alone like many of us, and write stuff down. It helps. So if you have accounts, pins to get in computers, leave those somewhere. It will help somebody along the line.
Where do you have that Model Club TV pin written down?
I know. That's my after the last couple days of being out there trying to figure stuff out, I have decided I need to write everything in a book. I have stuff written on a page, but I need to make it easier for people to. It's great for me.
Oh, so I have stuff written in a little notebook, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna.
And I won't show it, but I mean, it's I'll page for fast.
Yep.
Anyway, as you can see, there's no rhyme or reason to any of it. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's like really needs to be organized a little.
Well, that's what we're coming across. So my Uncle Al, we call him Uncle, but he's actually my cousin. He's my dad's first cousin, so he's like my dad's age. He was in the Army, veteran, and we never kind of knew what he did in the Army. He was an avid bird watcher, maybe a touch of autism or Asperger's. Like, he's one of those guys. And you're like, okay. But he was every Christmas, every Easter at my house or at my parents' house since I was a kid, since I was born. And so I'm going through books and stuff, and we kind of figured out that he did a lot of paperwork, is what he always said. But we're starting to think now he was like a cipher expert and would code and decode messages for the Army, because there's books and books, and we are finding pieces of paper that have the numbers with letters corresponding to them all around the house of like things he was working on or something. And so that mixed in with trying to find pins to iPads and all that sort of stuff, it's in the house is a mess. So it's just for the next month or so, if we get weird episodes here, that's because I just don't have time, and I'm going back to work before the next episode comes out. So life gets in the way, everybody. So once in a while, it's going to happen. Back to the barbecue. Scott, info.
So the info is we'll start at 2:00. Coming from the East time zone, 2:00 here is 3:00 there. Yes. So you'll gain an hour coming here, but when you go home, you'll lose an hour. So just keep that in mind. Really, it's kind of like we will have sodas and we'll probably have some kind
beer
of
and yeah,
but,
we'll have
But if you like your own specialty beer or anything, and I know last time a few guys brought their own little coolers with their own kind of beer, that's fantastic. No real rules other than no politics.
So barbecue, politics free. Everyone's invited. Anyone can come. Any race, creed, religion, whatever, anybody. We don't care. So that when we're there, we're not talking about abortion this time, or we're not talking about, and tell Joanne not to bring stuff up.
I can't. I can't help what she does.
Because I think she brought it up last time. But so we're not talking about anything. We're talking about models, movies, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, keep it friendly for everybody.
Hot button issues.
No, yes. Unless unless it's recasting, I guess we could talk about that.
Oh, we could talk about any modeling.
Yes,
hot button
yes.
Okay. Yes, because we're going to talk about some stuff here in a little while too. So
yeah. Oh boy, let's give some stuff away, Scott. You ready?
Let's give them away.
Let's give some stuff away. So we're going to start out, with some Evil Knievel. So let me get to the evil wheel.
The Wheel of Evil.
The Wheel of Evil. And
which is Jason Walker is the Wheel of
Evil. It has been, man, I can't, this week has, and I'm dreading going back to work. Like anyway. All right. Pestilence Labs beautifully, wonderfully donated us not one, but two Evil Knievel. We got a bust, and we got a
Full-size figure.
Full-size figure. Hold on, I got to erase this.
Okay. Do you think it's a coincidence that the word pest is in his company's name? Because I just want to tell people, literally today, I asked him a question about something we're going to show, and he says, "When are you recording?" And I said, "In about 3 minutes." And next thing you know, I get this barrage of photos. "Oh, here, can you show this?"
Which I told him, I think, when he sent what we're going to show earlier, that we would be recording Wednesday or Thursday. So
yeah, he's on top of things.
And I apologize. I am running so late today because I was out at the house working on stuff today again. And
yeah, I've been sitting here since 6 o'clock waiting for you.
Yeah. And
I wore my puppy out today. She went to the PARK.
She walked you around?
Oh, man, she ran around like crazy.
Park!
No,
Park! Park! Can she hear me? Park.
No, she's sound asleep.
Wake up, Trixie. All right, anyway. All right, we're giving it away. Which one do you want to give away first?
Dick. Whatever.
You pick.
Let's give away the bust first.
And you know what? I got to throw some pictures up here while we're doing this too. I forgot to put those in there. So if you'd like your Evil Knievel bust or full-size figure, Pestilence Labs, head on over. If you don't win here today, here we go. You said bust first?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell me when to stop shuffling.
No.
It's going to be a slap happy episode. I feel it. I feel it. Here we go. Who's the winner? Rise Dam Design 9022. Rise Dam Design. You are the winner of the bust. Let me write that down. Rise Dam. All right. Rise Dam Design. Okay. Next up, full figure. Tell me when to stop shuffling, Scott.
Stop shuffling, Scott.
And he's spinning away. Well, that looks funny, actually. Who we got? Ron Joseph is the winner. Ron Joseph. Congratulations to both of you. All right.
I'm glad to see Ron win.
Yeah, Ron's hasn't won in a very long time.
And he's donated some stuff over the course of the thing, so I'm glad to see Ron.
That's awesome. Real quick. I have two that did not get claimed from last episode. So I am going to, one last time, mention the names, and if they're not claimed by next episode, they're going back on the auction block. So, Captain 3105. Go back, watch last episode, Captain 3105. You won the Mothra from Jamie Sy. And Jim McFarlane, you won two things. You won nameplates and the Godzilla, the little mini Godzilla. So Jim McFarlane.
Who's the one that posted that said they won on the
That was somebody else. I got them. I got everything else shipped out. Right. So
it wasn't one of those guys.
Yeah, it wasn't one of those guys. I got them shipped out. So Captain 3105 and Jim McFarlane. You got prizes waiting for you right here. All right. Next up, we have Luther and Swan to give away from Just Paint It. So go back, please watch last episode. Talked a lot about this with Jerry Frade and Just Paint It. Everyone had to subscribe over at his YouTube page. Looks like everyone's clear. So we are going to give away Swan first. So Swan.
By the way, did you see the Swan bust?
Yeah. Oh, dang it. We didn't get it in here.
All right. Well, here, put it in here. You'll have to find it and edit it in here.
Oh, it in right there. All right.
Sorry, Jerry.
Yeah, it's been a week. Swan and Luth. All right. All right. Tell me when to stop shuffling, Scott, for the Swan.
Now.
Who is it? Who is our winner? And if you just won, you can't win again. Hey, Dahey O'Brien, I think. I know who that is. All right, excellent. He hasn't won in a very, very long time either.
Don't wake up my dog, but you're yelling. Look at her. She's so peaceful.
Oh.
You didn't even mention that she was co-hosting.
Sick balls, Trixie. Sick balls. No?
Did you like, by the way, did you like that ball product I sent you today? That
It's the same as Gold Bond, man.
whatever.
All right. Anyway, all right. And then we're
gonna have a raffle at the barbecue, and whoever wins, Jason's gonna gold bond their balls.
I found a giant bottle of Gold Bond cleaning out my cousin's, like looking in the bathroom, cleaning stuff.
Okay, so you're gonna use it.
I might.
He's been rubbing his nuts on it.
No, you put it on your hand.
Oh, well, that's even better. So don't forget, half the hands you've shaken in your life have had a dick in them. Okay,
and the other half have poop on them, probably.
Whatever.
So we have Just Paint It. We have the Luther to give away. Who's it going to be? I'm sure Jerry appreciates that we're talking about. All right, it is going to be one of those episodes. It is.
Jerry was a lot of fun last.
Yeah, it was cool. All right, Luther, tell me to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Sorry, you got to remove it. That was a Ron Joseph. He just won the other kit, so he can't get this one. So we're spinning, shuffling again. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
It was Ron's lucky day. That's
I know. Ron should play the lottery.
Yeah. And then we have close. Larry Day. Larry Day. You have won the Luther. So there we go. All right.
You know, just remembered I haven't been putting on my on-air sign.
Mine's there. I can't turn it on the battery. I always forget and the battery dies. Okay. Back to us. Okay. So we don't have a giveaway. We have giveaways, but we're going to hold them. We have still stuff from Ed Bradley and Creature Crafters. We have stuff from, we have a build-up. We have stuff from Pestilence eventually. We have a build-up from Jim Capone.
You remember Jim Capone?
Oh, yeah, that guy. Yes. Jim Capone. When we have him back on to talk about the Tin Man, we're going to give that one away. But it's coming. Rise 3D Builds is coming next up in August at some point. I think they changed their name from Rise 3D Printing to Rise 3D Builds. So we'll get that straightened out when they're on. But I think they're going to be on in August. And I think we're going to have Ed Bradley on in August as well. So I think that's how our August is going to go. And I think that's it for announcements. We good? I think we're good. Okay.
You watching my dog right now? She's dreaming. Watch her.
Of being in a better place, that's I'm sure. Get me away from this.
Look at her.
Can you please get me an owner? She's dreaming about an owner that can actually take her for a walk for more than.
Take her to the park. She runs like crazy. Look at her.
She takes you to the park.
She's chasing bunnies.
All right. News and reviews. You ready, Scott? Where's your noise? All right, here we are. So G-Fest happened. Do I read Trock's email first, or do I go through my...
I don't know. Is it one of them long-winded blah, blah, blah Trock emails?
It's close.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Jason, I saw you wrote that you were at G-Fest for a hot second, but couldn't take the crowds. ? The rest of us managed, but you couldn't? As the self-appointed traveling reporter journalist of Model Club TV, we all expected better of you. Does this mean you didn't record anything from what turned out to be the largest kit showing ever in the G-Fest model room, with a constant line of onlookers waiting to get in and see the work there? Is that what this means? Since you shirked your responsibility, it is obvious you need some field reporters, doesn't it? So next year, and since you half-assed it, I am volunteering for that job because someone has to do it. Also, wonder if you could do an episode on the state of kits from Japan. While 3D prints have made headway, Some are really nice. These are still amazing sculpts, like the huge Biolante that came out a few months ago, sculpted by Atsushi Asai of Kaiju Freaks. Pick attached. Godzilla in the pick is 30 cm plus vinyl, X plus vinyl to provide scale. This thing has great detail and is a friggin' tabletop in my shop. One more thing, I am looking. Ooh, we have a Grail mail. I should save this for the end. I am looking for 2 Billiken kits, unbuilt if possible. War of the Colossal Beast and Balua from It Conquered the World. Can you let the viewers know? Just did. P.S. Tell Johansson I may have left Chicago a long time ago, and while I come back for G-Fest, I don't schlep out there for a geeky suburban barbecue where we have to BYOB. Ha, mold, cast, repeat. Not the Joker, Robert Trock. So
we don't want him at my barbecue anyway.
So that's true. We don't. We'd just be doing push-ups and complaining about what everybody's eating.
Yeah, and all that. Yeah, you're really gonna eat that, huh? Like,
so,
you know, the 280 isn't big enough. You know,
so he's not wrong. I was at G-Fest for about an hour, and here is the reason why. Boom. This was one of the aisles of G-Fest dealer room. You can't walk down that aisle. Scott, does that look like fun to you?
No.
No, it is not fun. And is this the whole dealer's room? No, but most of it was about this crowded, which made it impossible for me to film to try and film any. How am I going to film that? How would I film that dealer's room?
Well, what's amazing to me too is like all these dealers have the same shit. So
yes. So, and there's a lot of good stuff. There is good stuff. It is a lot of repeated stuff. G-Fest, while he said they had their biggest model turnout, which is true. I did see some of the models afterwards. And there was some really cool stuff. I was there Friday morning at about noon. I don't think the model room was set up yet, is my guess. So I couldn't have seen it anyway. And there's no way I could have get to the dealer's tables to film them. So I did take some pictures. So this was one of the dealer aisles. This was one of the lines to get into the second dealer's room downstairs. So I had already bought my badge, and I'm not ragging on G-Fest. I'm happy that they are super popular right now. I think I was at the first one that was open to the public in 95. Because I remember driving up on a Sunday from Bloomington Normal to go and bought like a Gamera kit and went home. That's like, I was in and out just like this. So I get there. I had bought my badge. Let's see, what's this picture? We'll come back to that one in a second. We'll go back to this. I bought my badge online the night before thinking, I'll just show my papers and stroll in. No, there is a line. And I know this hotel very well because when I was in my union, that's where our union delegation, the IARA, which is like the RNC or the DNC, but for the union members. So I've been in this hotel millions of times, and the dealer's room needs to be opened up more. I'm sorry. And they can do it. There's a divider in that room. Shoot, it's like the theater room, that whatever's next door. You got to spread the aisles out a little bit. It's just too crowded. And so I had to wait to pick up my badge in a line that wrapped around the whole entire bottom floor. And then after that, you can't just walk into the dealer room. There was another set of stanchions that you had to maze your way through, like you're getting on a roller coaster, to go into this dealer room. And that entire time, now I have a beard. There were 2 neckbeards behind me who had a touch of something, scream talking the entire time in the back. Like I could feel their hot breath on the back of my neck, scream talking about every Godzilla thing that walked by. And I'm just like, I can't take it. I can't take it. And I have social anxiety. I don't like people bumping into me. I don't know what to do with my arms, no matter where I go in public. And so I always feel uncomfortable. And to be put in this thing, I'm just like, all right, I'm done. I dropped off what I needed.
Drag your knuckles on the ground like you always do.
I could have. So I dropped off what I needed to do for Terry, Bought the shirt that I couldn't get last time because it was sold out. This is an awesome shirt, by the way. And I bought a white shirt, Scott, for the record. And what's on it? Jet Jaguar. Yeah. And so I was in and out. I couldn't take it. I just couldn't take it. And let's talk about the price to get in. For a 1-day pass, it was like $40.
Parking?
Parking was about $35, $40. So you're at $70. And to get there in that day. So it just, I think it would be better if I was coming from out of town and I was forced to stay there the whole weekend. But to go up for a day is just like, ugh. Anyway, I'm sorry I didn't see the model room. Robert, it's your job now. I am giving it off to you. You could do a field reporting for this. I may show up again for an hour, but that's about it.
I have a question.
All right, so let's go to the pictures. Yes.
So you got a picture of George's table. It's got the 64 Godzilla bust and the Shin Godzilla bust. And then there's another picture of 3 busts, 64 being at the bottom. Is that the same 64 bust, or was it a smaller version of that?
I don't know. When I looked at it, I think it was just a different paint job.
Okay.
If I'm thinking back correctly. Yeah, it's just a different paint job.
Okay.
So his big reveal was this one right here, was the GMK Godzilla coming out of the water, which is awesome. I think it's available in 2 sizes. He debuted it at the show, so if you were there, you saw it. And I don't know if he posted it online or yet, but it is really cool. This is one of my favorite Godzillas. So this is something I'm probably going to be picking up. I really, really like this. It's a bust technically, but it's cool. It is really cool.
Man, that one kid, he's pretty unhappy about the line too.
Dude, it was crazy. Godzilla suits. There was another guy down the way from George a little bit that was the Jared Modena design. Some really cool little 3D printed monsters and stuff. I'm going to look him up and maybe get some of his stuff on the show. He also debuted, if you remember, he had the Godzilla -1 at Wonderfest, the small one that's in the middle picture. He has a bigger one now available as a wall hanger too. So that was there. So head on over to Blackheart, pick up your Godzilla goodies. What else is in here? I think that's it in terms of So here's the table. Oh yeah, I want to get to the Biolante you sent in, but I wanted to give you some table shots. This is mostly a vinyl toy show. That's what everyone I saw running around like screaming about what they found was always a vinyl toy, some variant they were looking for, some little thing that cost $300. And it's the smallest thing in the world, but it's mostly stuff like this. So this is your jam. Great. You have Kaiju Modeler there. George was there. Terry was there. In terms of model kits, that's about it. You have your random ones kind of stuffed around the show, but in terms of model dealers, and Robert can correct me if I'm wrong, that's about where we are. This was another angle of the room. And then I really like this Gamera with the harness, like holding up the suit. I think that's a really cool way to do that. But again, more lines. Someone's doing this Titanicus thing is doing a Gorgo that looks pretty cool, like pre-paint. And then here's the Biolante Robert was talking about. It is a really cool Biolante. It looks like it's cut down the middle, but I'm sure that thing cost a pretty penny. And the detail on it's great. I have the Kyoto Biolante that's about this size, I think. And the teeth are nice on this, but both of those are really good. That's a great Biolante. It really is.
Like a song Dean Martin should sing. Biolante.
He should.
Biolante.
All right. So, Robert, you are hereby deputized the G-Fest reporter. I can't do it. It's not my thing. I get, ugh. And everyone's bumping into you. There's no, I don't know. Just not my style. I'd love to, and let me know when the models are up. I'll go that day so I could go see them, because I don't think they were up when I was there. And it's great that it's that crowded, because it's people doing stuff, but it's just not my thing. I can't do it. All right. You ready for our next one?
Yeah, what's our next one? This came just after we filmed.
Yeah,
last time.
I feel so bad. So Todd Powell sent this over, I think the day after we recorded the last episode. So let me just read what he sent. The reptile will be available from Escape Hatch Hobbies any minute now. It's available now, so you can get it. Here are the details for Model Club TV. The reptile, based on the 1966 Hammer horror film, sculpted by Michael Berglund. Kit and attached photos painted by Jeff Ferrone and Stilson Green. Part of the Ferocious Females series, Aurora 1A scale, 10 parts, entirely 3D printed, $120 plus shipping. Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell will follow soon. Pics are coming up next, so we have that as well. So that came out. So here is the reptile. I think I'm going to be buying this because I really like it. Great paint job. It's a creepy, just cool, weird kit. Always been a weird design. Here's the parts. And then again, from the... I love his website. Escape Hatch Hobbies is one of the best websites ever. It's $120.
Yeah, it's really easy to navigate.
It is. And it's entertaining. It's funny. There's hidden jokes everywhere. Please check it out if you haven't at some point. It's great. And then there's the Monster from Hell. Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. Just got these in here today. Great paint job. Have you ever seen this movie, Scott?
No, but those look like Paul Gill's feet.
Why do you go straight to the feet?
He's gonna hate me. Speaking of Paul, by the way, he's recovering. He's even done a little casting. So
good. Very good.
He is recovering. He's not full speed yet, but he is recovering.
Here's the details. Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell, $130 plus shipping. Add to cart. So here's the parts. I'll go back. You get a base, a wall, some fence, like cage pieces, a rat, legs, food bowl, skeleton arm, and the creature itself. So that's a really cool piece too. I really like what they're doing.
I think it's got that Aurora feel. Like
it totally does.
Little tabs where the feet go in and stuff like that. You know, yeah.
Simple like back wall that would be very Aurora-ish.
Berglund's a maniac.
He is. I don't know what the heck's going on with him. All right, Chuck Homoka sent me a couple things, and this is one of them. Let me get there. Dimensional Designs has 2 new Outer Limits kits. So Danny, I guess is doing okay. Do we have a Danny update? I haven't heard anything.
No, we don't have a Danny update. Didn't we get an email or Roy contacted me and says, "Man, you guys talked about Wonderfest and didn't even talk about Danny falling off the ladder." So, so just real quick, everyone, Danny was not at Wonderfest this year because about 2 days before, I guess he fell off a ladder, punctured a lung, was in ICU. Think he had to have an operation.
I'm laughing because I can't believe we forgot to say anything.
And only Danny would have this story. So
I wonder if there was a cigarette in his mouth as he was falling.
I don't know. And I've fallen off a ladder myself, and like happens in slow motion too. That's the worst part of it. So
wait, please tell me you have video footage of this.
I wish.
The only ladder injury I had, I was painting my grandma's house after she passed away, and I was up on a ladder painting the wall, and I had pulled like a light out of the wall, like the plug, and it was sitting on the floor with the prongs sticking up, and I had taken my shoes off because I had stepped in some paint, and I just jumped down off the ladder and I jumped right under that plug, and I pulled it out of my foot, and blood went and squirted on the wall that I had just painted. Anyway, Jason. So Outer Limits kits. I can't read. We have iRobot. Is that what that's?
What the hell do I know?
So anyway, head on over to Dimensional Designs. That link will be there, and you can see what they got coming out. Chuck sent us something else I'll have here in a minute. Next up, right away, we're going right into the winner stuff. Take it away, Scott, and I'll push buttons.
And I sure wish I knew who these characters are. I wasn't really prepared. But hold on, I'm going to get you that info in about 2 seconds here, okay? Because that's how I roll. Okay, first off, I want to say that I have finally joined Wells' Patreon. And
I want to put you full screen so you can talk.
I would encourage anyone that likes his stuff, wants to print his stuff, to join his Patreon also, because you get the monthly pieces.
Ooh.
And you also, at that point, he's okay with you printing and selling copies. So, as much as I've tried to police this, it does make it a little harder.
That does not mean you can cast prints.
Cast
and
it in
sell
a resin and no. Be a parasite. Okay. See if I get another mention now. Anyway, but yeah. And then he gives you a good discount on CG Trader as well. He'll send you a code for a CG Trader discount. And so there you go. So this is Figaro and Cleo.
Figaro? I'm thinking that is it
Figaro,
like
yeah.
Figaro.
Yeah. What is that from, though?
I don't know.
Man, you make me look it up, huh?
But this thing already scares me trying to print that. So I don't think I will.
I'll be darned. It's a film by the Evil Empire. It was a little
Really?
cartoon.
Okay.
Yes. So there you go.
Right.
Really nice.
What's next?
Okay, so next. What is next? I gotta see.
Storm
from the X-Men, I guess. I'm assuming this is from the animated.
Yeah, the X-Men 97 that's currently on Disney Plus.
Okay.
We have Storm. Animated Storm to go with the animated Wolverine from last episode. And then we have cousin Jerry's cousin.
Jerry's cousin.
I don't know what his name is. The bully.
Jerry's cousin. It's not saying the name.
I think it just said, I don't know if there was a name. I think it's just Jerry's cousin. He's holding Tom's whiskers, which is pretty awesome.
Now, so this is, you downloaded this, right? Because is this a Patreon
I didn't download it yet. I think it's
okay. Somewhere. So I see where he's holding Tom's whiskers.
Yep. Another one
he's holding weights.
And you got weights.
And another one he's just got his fist up. Now, when you look at the parts breakdown, it's just a fist up. I'm wondering though if it comes with all the options.
I'm pretty sure it does.
So I'll have to look at that.
Pretty sure it does. That's cool. I always liked this episode.
That's well. And Wells
this was probably one of the better Tom and Jerry episodes.
And Wells Patreon, I mean it's $10 a month or whatever, $11 a month. So it's like
totally worth it.
Just join it and print it. Okay. So
all right.
Now you say this would be a nightmare because of the fishbowl.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, but the nice thing about it is you could probably tint it a little bit and that would help.
Yeah.
For that is the Ghostbuster, Dr. Egon.
Egon Spengler. Yep. Egon
Spengler.
So we got Ray. I think this is who's left. I think that's it.
Think that's it?
Yep. I think this was the last one. Yeah. This was the last one. So cool. Excited for these. I started printing the Dungeons and Dragons ones. I got 2 of them done. So, and they go together. The one thing about Wells stuff, I have to say, everything fits. Like everything fits. There's no worrying about it. Everything fits perfectly. It's amazing how well they're engineered.
And if it doesn't, he'll fix it.
Oop. So then the next one isn't his either, huh?
No. So the next one here is another Patreon I'm on. And this is Natty Ramos. I believe it's a woman. And so she releases 2 a month. And last month there was a really cool Yosemite Sam and Marvin the Martian. And I think she gave us a free Harley Quinn piece too. Again, if you join her Patreon, she don't care. Don't share the file. print them, sell them,
Yeah.
whatever. They don't care. It's just a question of don't go on Etsy and sell the file for you're $10. You're paying basically $5 for the file. You got to go and make your money back. Really?
Yeah.
Are you that big of a piece of shit? Sorry, but okay. So anyway,
So we got Yogi and Boo Boo.
and she'll give you also a discount on her CG Trader stuff.
Oh, cool.
And she's got some really cool stuff on there too. Some newer stuff and some older stuff, like some Pink Panther stuff like that. So
cool.
Anyway, we have Yogi and Boo Boo,
which looks really good.
Yeah, her renders aren't as good as Wells, but I think the sculpts are.
The sculpts are, yep. And then
she has Quick Draw, McGraw, and Baba Louie.
There we go.
I like how Baba Louie is shooting the gun and taking off.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
Which is kind of, if you go back to last month's Yosemite Sam was the same thing. He was shooting his guns into the ground and he was off the air and she had all the smoke. So she does nice stuff.
Yeah, that is cool.
That Anthony Aardvark I posted a while back, or I showed. She did that. That thing's awesome.
Yeah.
That thing is awesome. So
all right, next up from Gilbert.
Gilbert, an update.
We have an update. We have
castings. I want to say these are actual castings.
Yep. Looks that way.
And again, I'll just say contact them, but this is a beautiful Monster Squad piece to go with the Mummy.
Here's all the turnarounds, and then we have with the Mummy, so you can see scale difference. Both pieces are very excellent, so head on over to Gilbert. Link will be down below. Great sculpture by Mark Van Tine. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There we go. Very cool. I'm interested to see which one they do next. Be very, very. I still got to drop off that. I have stuff to drop off at your house, and I'll put the Monster Squad in there for you to watch too. Will you watch it?
Probably not. I after you suggested it, I went and looked at some of it, and I'm like, oh, this looks bad.
No, it's good. It's good. All right, speaking of pests. Announcement. Jeff Yeager and Pestilence Labs will be reissuing Yeager Classics number 4. The Revenge of the Creature! ! This is a massive kit, seems a little larger than 1/6 scale. The creature is attached to the anchor to create the illusion of him swimming and being suspended above the base. This will be released in Q3, timing to be nailed down. New molds need to be made, and we will engineer it properly to adequately support the creature. Price target is around $199. Comment here if you want to be on the list. So head on over to the Pestilence Labs page and comment there under the post. Get on the list. If you missed it in the past, here's your opportunity to get one now. The build up here is painted by Dennis Lang. Very good job, Dennis. I really like his belly, like the shading on that belly. Let me go full screen. Where is it? I love that belly. It's really cool. Dennis. No, I don't want to see yours. So there's that. And then we have these, which we'll talk about in a second. New kit announcement. Time to join the hunt. As we promised, we are announcing a whole new line of mini busts. I'm disappointed, Scott. I was hoping for Trailer Park Boys. Didn't happen. I'm stealing that idea, and I think I'm going to release a line of Trailer Park Boys busts. Have you seen Trailer Park Boys?
No, I'm sure they'll sell.
These will be sculpted by Jeff Yeager with custom bases digitally by Michael Berglund. These are busts and scaled to about 1/6 scale in size. First up are our 2 favorite hunters from the hit TV series Supernatural, Sam and Dean. Kits will be called Hunter 1 and Hunter 2. The likenesses have been captured perfectly by Jeff, and each bust has its own base. Which I'm going to, there's the busts, and there's the bases. Okay, let me go back to this. Dean's base depicts the mark of Cain, while Sam's depicts the demon blade, given to Sam by his demon ally, Ruby. Doesn't this make you want to watch the show, Scott? Michael did a phenomenal job on the bases, adding the anti-possession symbol to the front of each base and the 2 license plates that adorned baby on each side of the bases. Real quick, who do you think watches this show, Mark or Shanna? Does it say whose idea was this?
Probably both.
Yeah, okay. These busts will stand approximately 6.5 inches tall in the base and will be cast in solid polyurethane resin. Images below show the original clay sculpts as well as the first resin castings. Also shown are digital renderings of how they will look on their bases. Next up on the schedule are the Angel and King Demon. If you watch the show, you know who they are. We have plans to do as many as 12 characters from the series, so start collecting them now. These will be priced at $45 each plus shipping. PM Mark if you want to be the first to get your hands on these iconic characters. So I never watched the show. So, but I know who they are. I know who they are because I would.
You can get the pair for $100 shipped in the U.S.
Yeah,
so,
awesome. So I have some here. I haven't opened it yet. Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
I was saving it for here. I was going to do an unboxing video, which I still might do, which I still will do actually, but they'll already be unboxed, but I'll do a special highlight video of them. Let me go back to us for a second so I don't cut myself. Scott, you want to talk while I cut anything?
Let's all go to the lobby.
Professional.
Let's watch here. We're gonna have an accident here with a knife.
Check that out.
That's great. Mm-hmm. You use that to shave your head?
No, it also has you could spike someone with that thing. Break.
Mm-hmm. It's a knife. Treat it with the respect it deserves.
Ow! Just kidding. Watch me really cut myself, and I'm gonna. All right. Here we go.
Dear, I've cut the dickens out of my finger.
I've cut my finger. I have some. Did you ever see Salad Fingers?
No,
the cartoon.
I
like it. I like it when the red. I like it when
Saturday Night Live skit where Dan Aykroyd was playing Julia Child.
Oh yes, those are always good. Oh yeah.
I've cut the dickens out of my finger, and blood starts.
Oh wow, this is really nice. Salad Fingers though is a web cartoon. He's like, I like it when the red water comes out, and he's cutting himself on rusty nails. No. These are really, really nice. They're gonna get blown out a little bit with the light, but man,
do they look a little bigger than 1/6 scale or no?
No, that's about 1/6. It's
okay.
It's very those are sweet. And if you watch The Boys, you could somehow take this head and convert it into Soldier Boy, because he's a character on that show. Did you watch The Boys?
No.
I haven't watched the new season. So that's Hunter 1. This is Hunter 2. I think these are awesome painter pieces. So if you look at this, there's zero cleanup. Like you could just start priming and go. Like, well done. That's them together. And then let me get the bases out. The bases are nice and simple.
Does it say packed with love?
No, I didn't see that.
No, probably that because it wasn't.
I hope I put them on the right one.
Mine are always packed with love.
I don't pack something with love. So let me put it next to my head. My big giant melon. I love 1/6 scale busts. Like more than quarter, because they're not too big. And I think a $45 price point on these is perfect. That's cool. What else is in here? I got one more base for Hunter 2. And then these are nice, solid cast. I miss that feeling.
I can't believe you haven't watched this show.
No, I haven't. I've watched maybe like 1 or 2 episodes. It's one of those WB joints, which seems like it's made for girls or,
Here we go.
Because they're 2 hunky dudes, right?
Email modelclubtv@gmail.com.
They're great kids. They're great
Jason
kids.
Walker.
Oh, man. So very cool. I'm going to do another close-up just video of those on my own. Thanks for sending those in. They may be available at some point as a giveaway. You never know. Never know. What else did Mark send us right before? Here it comes.
So here's what Mark sent me literally 3 minutes before we started filming. This is Steve Park's beautiful paint up of Mark's Mark and Mark's Pestilence Bound Studios, whatever we're calling it these days. I don't care. Anyway, beautiful Bride of Frankenstein big head, sculpted by Jeff Yeager. Really cool bust, painted by the incredibly talented Steve Park, who does some of the best paint ups out there, really. And this is no exception.
Oh, well done.
Beautifully done. So this is available too.
Yes.
Contact Pestilence Labs. And I know they'll probably ship directly from Mr. Brokaw, but I think Mark's handling all the ordering. So
I still really like the base that it's the table that she was on. I think that's really cool. All right. Chuck Homolka sent this. Another thing here. Another X Plus vinyl kit from the Harryhausen line. We have Kali, which I've been waiting for. So now I got to go order this. Dang it. Dang it. I love these X Plus vinyl Harryhausen pieces that have been coming out. And I'm sure this is no exception. Hey, we're going to talk about that next.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then I printed this for the person that sent that in. I don't want to say. This is a Hellboy from CA3D. So it is a big kit. If you would like one of these, it comes with an extra torso. So if you don't want to have the jacket on, you don't have to. But it is a cool Hellboy. And I think I'm about $200 for that. So that's where we are. And then
we're going to talk about your pricing.
Oh, yeah. All right. Ooh. Model Club TV. Us. So, did you get anything in the mail, Scott?
Me too. I have not opened it yet.
So,
but I did get this.
We both got it. Look at that. So, we have our X Plus Rhedosaurus.
Yes.
I have unboxing videos of these. I have to edit. They'll be going up next week sometime. In the middle of filming them is when I found out my cousin died. So it was like, oh. So this will be going up. Real quick, I do want to say once again, the box art, beautiful. Like such a cool picture.
I was disappointed actually.
Really?
Because
this one,
nothing on the back.
That's true. This, though, when you think you're just going to be putting together a simple lighthouse and monster, you're not. It is, and I said this in the video that'll be coming out. This piece here, particularly this piece, and there's another one like it on another sprue. That is, I am so surprised that turned out on the sprue, but it is engineered ridiculously.
You could use those $65 snippers on that piece.
Yes, I could, and I'm going to. So this is another knockout by X Plus. Then I got that. So I got that. Did you get anything else?
Well, I want to say something about where did you get yours?
So I got mine at Big Bad Toy Store.
Well, I'm loyal to our friends.
So am I. Sort of.
And so I just want to say that so I got this nice promotion thing about the witch.
Uh-huh.
Okay. But I gotta say, look at that nice postcard of the witch box art.
That is a nice postcard.
That's a saver, man. I mean, that James Mama art. That's a saver.
But if Big Bad Toy Store wants to sponsor us, anytime.
And then I also want to say, we've been giving Steve crap. I have. You have too. Because, you normally get something from we get one of these cool ass stickers, right?
Last few I haven't.
Okay, well, I just want to go on record as saying the stickers are back.
and they're blue.
And they're blue. We got a little blue sticker. So
speaking of sticker, I did get a big bad in each box. I did get a Big Bad Toy Store sticker, so that's nice. But I split my pre-orders. I think I have 10 things pre-ordered right now, and half are at Cult, and the other half is at Big Bad Toy.
And you know what? I should have shown the picture. There's a picture floating around of the Dracula box art. So the Dracula,
yeah, I saw that too. Dang it.
The Dracula is soon. So
Yoshi from Japan posted it.
Yeah,
I think he's going to start paint because he always gets his a little before. I think so. They use his build up.
Maybe
pictures.
We could.
Dude, I want to get Yoshi on one day.
Maybe we could get the sculptor on to talk about the process of that.
That'd be good when it comes out. I think it's a good idea. I
Such
got this
guy. Yeah, no, you said that was really nice.
So the Marilyn Monroe is awesome as well. I love that box. This one doesn't have anything on the back either. But you know what? I don't think any of them do. They all have the cardboard bottom. Which is, yeah, I get it. You get the sides.
Pull up your Revenge of the Creature. Is it close?
Yeah. Cardboard.
Huh.
They're all are just cardboard bottom. All of them.
Wow. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Or maybe it's just the ad that I saw.
Monarch. The Monarch ones have the stuff on them. Yeah,
Could be.
They all. Because I'm looking at them. The Metropolis has cardboard back. Oh, yeah, there's nothing on the back of them. So, but this is not something I would probably normally buy, but I just love the pose on those stairs that are kind of cut away. It's just a beautiful piece, just a little art piece. And this, once again, is a lot more complicated than I thought it was going to be. And the coat is, you have sleeve parts, collar parts, zipper parts, pant parts. Like the pants are in 4 pieces. You have boots that are in, this is what shocked me the most. The boots are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts for the boot.
Yeah, but don't you sometimes look at that and go, this is going to be a pain in the ass to see. Okay.
Yes.
I mean,
the thing that helps with that, if you're using plastic welder, it does help, but yeah, it's going to be tough. But man, look how cool that like just.
You know what I like about it though is it's
so classy.
It's done. Yeah, it was done classy. Yes,
it's
exactly.
Classy. And Scott, I did not do this. It came crunched a little bit down here on the bottom.
Well, that's right. You're going to drop it in it anyway. So
there's that. And then I got this. I got this. Nankoku Factory. So Robert Trock explained to me what Nankoku Factory is. Because this is a Kyoto model. And I think, in what I've been able to determine on the internet, Nankoku Factory is like a factory outlet store for their soft vinyl model production. But this is just, I think, a re-release of this. I'm not sure if it's a new Godzilla, but it's the Destroy All Monsters Godzilla. And it's great. It's your typical Godzilla. Dun, dun, dun. It's about this big. It's medium size, it says. Medium scale. So the Godzilla body's about that big, Scott. Does that look familiar to you?
Yeah, I'm looking at right now. So yeah, it's from Destroy All Monsters, 68 Godzilla. And I have an original.
So there it is.
But it's the same kit.
Same kit? Okay. So yeah, I don't know if this is just something they're selling at that. I'd love to know. And I
love those Kyotos though.
Yeah, I love the Kyoto ones. I haven't built one in a while, so
but
I have a Gamera ready to. I think I have a Gamera sitting there waiting. But man, this is a cool. It's one of my favorite Godzilla movies. So, all right.
How do you spell that? Nan what?
Nankoku. Nankoku Factory. Then something else I picked up before we jump into Workbench. Something else I picked up. You want me to wait?
No, I'm just looking. Man, they did a couple of them. So yeah, go ahead.
So something else I picked up, and I had talked to you about it for a minute, but I just got the other 2 now. I picked up these Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives. Comic by Marvel. No, Image. Image is doing these.
Oh, and I see, of course, they have like 100 covers to try to rope you
There
in.
is. I think there's 2 covers for each issue. So I just kind of picked the ones I want. And so then I was there at the comic shop, Amazing Fantasy. I got the next 2. So I got 3 and 4 coming up. And so far, when I read the first 2, they're not bad. Of course, they have a girl as the main character. It's going to be woman power, probably. But I like the design on the creature in there a little bit.
So what, is the creature busting on her while she's in the kitchen making a sandwich for her guy or what? You know. Yeah.
You said that.
I'll pay for that.
You said that.
Okay. I'm going to pay for that.
Scott Johansson said that.
TV.
Not me. Nope. Send it to SRJ. What 70? What is your email?
I don't even know anymore. Sorry, I forgot.
Check those out. Apparently, there's a Dracula that came out before that I'm going to check out just to see what the difference is. But I also bought some other things. So I haven't had a chance to test them. I'm trying out some new Vallejo brushes. These are supposedly weathering, large and small. They were pretty cheap, so I'll try those. This kind of goes into Workbench a little bit. I saw some guys I bought some new primer to try. So this is filler primer. People have been using this to do armor pieces that are FDM printed to help with layer lines. And I guess this dries super fast and sands really easy and fills in lines a lot better than some of the other filler primers out there. I got it on Amazon, so Seymour PBE, paint, body, and equipment. Never mind.
Seymour equipment.
I was going to say, never mind. I'm going to leave it. So the reason I wanted to pick that up is I've been printing these. And these are plinths. If you're a miniature person, you kind of know what these are. I've been just testing out different sizes. So you can basically take your miniature. Just grab one. Let me grab it.
This is the portion of the show where you drop something.
So people will use these as their base and then use that as like a background and paint like a background on it. So I had some ideas I wanted to work. So I found this on Thingiverse, I think. And you can stretch it in the slicer and make them different sizes. So I've been making all the sizes just to see of plinths, some stuff.
Are you filament printing those?
Yeah, filament printing. Because I think if this was resin, it would crack really easy if you dropped it or something. But this one I kind of stretched out wider. The only problem is, and maybe you can see this on the camera, is in the curve, you get some lines, some layer lines. Mm-hmm. And so I'm hoping that a couple coats of this, some sandpaper, those go away. And that's
what would be cool for that is how some of those early Typhon kits came with that card and stuff.
Yeah.
Or even like
well, I was just gonna say you could, even if you print it,
but like you could print the movie bigger poster and put it behind it too.
You could totally do that. I mean? But like if you had busts, you could just kind of print them to do that kind of thing. So it's kind of cool what they've done. I like that. I like seeing that stuff. But we'll see if it works out. And then,
how are your FDM printers doing?
2 are wonderful. A third one has been trashed.
And then there were 2.
Then there were 2. I got rid of one because it's been nothing but problem so I decided I'm going to scrap it for parts. I'm also having, and if there's anyone else out there who has an Elegoo Saturn III, I am having problems with mine. I am getting the craziest lines, and I don't know why. I've cleaned my Z-Rod. That sounds funny. I've cleaned my Z-Rod. I've re-leveled. Everything I can think of I've done at this point, but I still keep getting, let me find, and I talked about this on Model in a Movie. So the one on the Jupiter turns out perfect. So this is the mummy from Dyklik Art. I will be selling these once I get it straightened out. On the Jupiter, they turn out fine. I was trying to do them on my Saturn III because they're smaller, but this is a great mummy. And this, I zenithal prime these, so that's why they look kind of like that. So I have printed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mummies trying to get this problem sorted out. And I cannot figure out what is wrong with my Saturn III. So I am getting, I don't know if anyone can see it. See those lines on the bottom?
Yep, see them.
On every frickin' print. Sometimes they're terrible. Sometimes they're not so bad. Like the one I just did was probably the best one on the Saturn III. Where is it? This one.
I want to go on record here.
Yeah.
Right now. I was telling you that I hate your guts.
Why?
Well, because, while you're blathering on about your lines, I happen to go to the Big Bad Toy Store website. And I typed in Kyoto. And are you aware that they're releasing one of my Grail kits?
No. Let me blather for one more second.
Oh, please.
So this is the last one I did. No, you're not going to build.
Right there. Stop. It's better. Yeah, I still see them, though. Yep.
I don't. If someone can help me, and I don't think I'm a printing fool. Like, I know what I'm doing, and everything I've tried just isn't working. And I've tried bigger holes on the bottom. That shouldn't be a suction issue, and there's still lines.
How is it oriented?
It is orientated like, and like, look at this one. Like, it is orientated like this.
Okay. Try printing one, because I was reading something where you were having
if that, okay, this is where printing goes crazy. So for people, so if that were the issue, if it was orientation, if it was suction, this one wouldn't look perfect. That was done on the Jupiter, because it's the same file. I just moved it over to a different printer. And I cannot figure it out. So, whatever. That's where we are. All right. What kit are they re-releasing?
King Kong versus Godzilla. 1962. 17.5-inch twisting Godzilla. Okay. Quite possibly one of my last Grail kits.
Wait, do you have, hold on, I'll bring up the web window. What is the...
Do bigbadtoystore.com.
Yeah, I'm there.
Just search Kyoto. And it's the $899 one.
All right, Scott, let's start over. So you hate my guts because I made you go to this website.
And I found this.
You found this. Oh, boy.
I always thought this was the coolest 62 Godzilla out there.
I don't like this Godzilla design.
Well, I never liked the childbearing hips, I always called it.
It's his face. He looks like a frog.
But I love the pose. And I just, dude.
$900?
I want to kill myself.
Why is it $900?
That's the part I don't get.
Oh, wait, here's a girl holding it.
Yes, it's huge. It's the same as that 64 of mine that you try to embezzle. And, but it's a 62.
Yeah. Well, let us know if you buy it. What do you want to talk about this episode, Scott?
It's come to my attention recently.
Come on. We don't have a guest this episode, so it's just us kind of, we already talked about that. Anyway, come to your attention.
So it's come to my attention, not even just recently, even when we spoke to George on the episode he was on prior to Wonderfest. Casters. And, we made I went into kind of a little bit of a rant last time about how, there's still going to be the guys out there casting stuff, and there's going to be the digital guys, and it's going to merge together. And, we've said this since day one. But I'm starting to see a problem with that, and that is there are not a whole lot of casters out there. And the casters that are out there are either so swamped busy that they can't keep up. Okay. Or, frankly, there's a few out there that are just kind of unreliable. Okay. Now, I'm not going to name names, and because I have names, and I'm saying it plural, so I'm not picking on any one person. Okay. This has been an issue in the garage kid hobby for a long time. Okay. But you could always kind of, yeah, okay, if this guy ain't coming through, I could go to this guy. Well, kind of not the case anymore. Brokaw's semi-retired. Okay. And and he's the only one I'm going to mention by name, but there's a couple of other guys out there that are so busy,
Off the top of your head, just ballpark it. How many garage kit casters do you think there are currently working right now?
Reliable or unreliable?
Total. I will edit for math.
10 or less.
I think it's less, but I think you're, yeah.
I think it's less. I padded it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Just because I don't want to sit there and go through them all, but 10 or less. And
out of those 10,
if I was naming,
well, not even name it. Like out of those 10, how many do you consider reliable? Do you consider yourself reliable?
No, but that's why I don't do it.
Right. Okay.
See, here's what I consider reliable. If you say you're going to have something done by a certain time, okay, then you should do it. Okay. And if you can't do it, you should let that person know I can't do it. Okay. And again, I'm not singling anybody out. Okay. This is an in general thing. Okay. Now, I'm notoriously slow getting some stuff done. Okay. 3D printing, although that Jason's mom shirt came like that. However, I don't take a dime until sometimes the thing is even mailed out. Sometimes I'm sending the thing out and then telling the guy, you owe me this plus shipping is this.
I've sent things before I'm paid too, which is probably a mistake.
Okay. So, I haven't been burned yet. So I've got some really good customers that are really good about that. So, I don't think anyone can come to me and say you're screwing me over when I don't have your money. Okay. If I got your money, I'm screwing you over. Okay. That being said, though, I realize life happens, but you have to communicate with people. Okay. And I know there's guys out there that just, when they fall behind, they start ghosting people because they don't want to face the music. Okay. And again, I'm generally speaking, I'm not speaking to anybody. So what's happening is a lot of garage kit producers now are going to start to look at this and say, the only way for me to control this is to go digital. Because then I can print it if I have to. They'll buy printers and they'll say the only way I can control this is by printing my own stuff.
Or casting your own stuff.
Or casting your own stuff, which is hard. I'm just going to give you an example, and I don't, not that I want to throw his name out there. Mark Worthling casts a lot of his own stuff. Okay.
I was just going to say.
All right. Mark lives in Florida. Okay. I live in Illinois. Okay. I know what a pain in the ass it is to cast in a hot garage. Okay. I can't imagine what he goes through down there. All right. Trust me, this time of year down there, it's extremely hot. It's extremely humid.
And I just want to say again, since I have this here as an example, Mark's a good caster. Like, these are flawless. These are beautiful. But when you're casting, this is easy to cast. So if Mark had something crazier, he's not going to be, he's shopping that stuff out. But like little things like this, he does himself, which I think are just awesome.
Yeah. And he's getting better where he's doing more of his own. And he's also started to print his own stuff.
Out of why? Okay. Necessity.
Yes. Yeah, because I got tired of printing for his ass. Okay. No, we both printed for Mark, and Mark's great.
Yeah.
Okay. But Mark's another one that when I print for, I never took anything until it was on the way to him. And then sometimes after he got it. Okay. But I was never worried about it. Okay. So what I see happening though is just like Mark has taken to saying, okay, I don't want to count on Jason. I don't want to count on Scott. I don't want to count on Ed, whoever else is printing for him. Okay. And started doing a lot of his own stuff. Okay. And that takes the heat off of him, because now he can control it. And so when you're running a business, you want to control as much as you can. Now, you take a guy that does traditional work like Paul. Okay. All right. Paul controls it. Paul molds it. Paul casts it. Paul controls it. Okay. But how many garage kit producers are out there right now that are casting their own stuff? Okay. That aren't counting on someone else to cast part of it or all of it or whatever. Okay. And so when the limited number of casters are out there get backed up, bad things are going to happen. Not to mention, and Jesse made this point, he is right. When you have someone else involved in doing your casting for you, and Jesse uses more than one caster, you're at the mercy of their lives. Okay. So if their dog dies, if their tomatoes get aphids, I know that's one of the stories he told me. That's one of my favorites of all time. But if their dog dies, if family emergencies come up, which again I understand family emergencies but you're
this
still
week with
at the
me?
mercy of that person.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, obviously, the better you communicate, the better off you are. Okay. But don't over commit yourself. Okay. That being said, man, get out there and learn how to mold and cast, guys, because there's a demand.
That's my first question. Is it worth learning how to cast for people? Like, do you think people at this stage in the game, is it worth sinking a bunch of money into learning how to be a caster and the equipment?
Okay. So let's say
you, with your setup, what is your out the door cost to get started as a caster?
What is a caster?
Yeah. If you want to be able to rotocast, pressure cast.
All right. So if you want to rotocast, you're looking at anywhere between $2,000 and $3,000 to buy a decent sized rotocaster. Okay. I built my own, but I have to know how to do that. Okay. There's other cheaper ones. I've seen guys make them out of 2x4s and shit. And it's like, yeah, that's great, but put a 50-pound mold on there and see what happens, so it's, so, you have that cost. Okay. You need room. Okay. When I say you need room to cast, you remember in my old house when I would cast and you'd come over there. Okay. What did I have? I had 3 tables set up in a U. I had the rotocaster sitting there. I had another big table where I was putting finished parts. Okay. I mean, you need some room.
Not only, because what's the big thing that happens when you are a mold and caster?
Okay.
What do you have?
Make a mess.
You make a mess, but then afterwards, what else do you have to store?
You have to store their molds.
You have to store the molds, which can be
big, but even so,
small.
Depending on right. So again, that's why I say you have to have room. Okay. So there's so much to it.
I don't want people to take this as this is a pro 3D printing conversation, because it's not. This is strictly a garage kit thing.
Okay. This is a garage kit thing, but there's an issue out there that's got to get.
We got to fix it.
Hopefully it can get fixed, or you guys that like traditional stuff are going to see less and less of it. Yep. I'm not going to say it's going to go away totally.
I keep playing with this knife, and I know I'm going to cut myself by the end.
But you're going to see less and less of it.
Okay. So then my next question, and everyone takes me as the doomer, and the negative look for. What is with the garage kit hobby? Maybe this is the bigger question. What is with the garage kit hobby and people not being able to follow through on what they say they're going to do? It's been an issue with the magazines. It's been an issue with painting. It's been an issue with sculpting. It's been an issue with casting. And it's not just one person. And I get that
it's a lot. It's a lot of people. It's a lot. And I've been guilty myself.
So does it come down to this is mostly a hobby for some people and they don't treat it like a job?
Yes.
Is that what it is? Okay.
That's my opinion. And I'm gonna throw a name out there. I'll throw a couple names out there, but so I'm gonna throw Brokaw out there. Okay. For years, Brokaw treated that as a job.
Yeah.
As a job.
You have to.
Okay. That was his job. John Allred. Okay. Goes out there. He's got a studio. He goes out in the studio. Now, I don't know how many hours a day he does it, but I know he devotes time to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so to me, you're treating that like a job.
So then let's talk about John for a second. Because there's one thing I've never heard about John.
He's late.
That he screwed someone over.
Yep.
I've never heard that. I have never, in my years of John Allred painting stuff, heard anyone say anything bad about screwing people over or never following through on the job. Like
or being late.
Or being late or anything. Because I think I've never had him paint something for me.
And I'm going to throw an example out there, and I'm not picking on him at all because he's had some serious health issues. Saul has recently had.
We're in the beginning. Damn it. That was the other person we forgot to do our well wishes to.
Okay.
Saul, let's real quick. Saul, we're glad you're doing better. And every episode, at the end of every episode for the I'm like, oh, we didn't say anything about Saul. We're glad you're doing better. Keep on keeping on, man. Yeah. Whole bit.
But again, so I think, Saul has a huge customer base, and I think Saul don't like to say no to people because he's a nice guy, but that's okay because one thing he's done now. So now he even posts publicly, hey, look, I know people are waiting, but I'm having some health issues and I can't do anything right now. Okay. Communication is such a key. Yep. All right. And again, in the garage kit hobby, so many of these guys I think what happens is they don't treat it like a real job or they've never had a real job. Okay. So they don't know how to treat it like a real job. I'm going to say artist mentality, but
that is a huge thing.
All right.
Yes.
So
I know the one person I'm thinking of.
So anyway,
and if they're watching this, I'm thinking of you.
So anyway, it's, so you have, and so what you also have too, I think, is you have starving artist mentality sometimes. Okay. And I think what goes with that sometimes is when guys get behind, they get overwhelmed and the shit just piles on. Okay. But on the other hand, then at some point you just got to say no.
Yeah.
Okay. Jesse, prior to Wonderfest, needed some stuff done. I was swamped. Okay. But, I looked at it. I looked at the time I had. I said, you know what? I think I can do this for you.
And did you get credit like those other printers got credit?
No, he hates me.
I know. What the
heck? No, but he has given me credit for teaching him a lot, which I have, which was, to me, it was great for me because I didn't have time to print everything that he had to print.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm glad he caught on. He caught on quickly, and I'm glad he did. But what is that? Your plug? What is it?
I'm trying to get a sponsorship from Liquid Death. I don't have to buy this anymore.
Okay. But he did need some parts rotocast. Okay. And I said, yeah, I can do that for you. Okay. And I did it. Okay. I did what I told him I would do. Okay. And I delivered them to him at Wonderfest, and I did what I told him I would do. So
now, what would you say? Because there's going to be someone in the comments someone is going to say, oh, this is rich coming from Johansson, the person who still is sitting on the big Galuna. And I'm going to defend you myself. You have never taken money from anyone. You've said you wanted to work on it, but things get in the way. It's not like you've started a list. You haven't taken any money from anyone for a future kit that's coming out. You didn't disappear. Like, that's different. That's not what we're talking about.
I had the idea stolen from me and somebody else is doing one. So.
Well, that's your fault. You could have beat him to it, but you didn't.
So, well, and all I can tell you is there's something in the works that may be happening. So,
yeah.
And I'm going to tell you too, because I know they don't watch. There was a really nice lady that right before Wonderfest sent me a message because she had found out that I had the rights to produce this kit. And she asked if there was any way she could get one for her son who has autism and is a huge Creature from the Black Lagoon fan and really wants that kit. Okay. So that just yanked at my heartstrings.
Yeah.
Okay. It really did. Just
for those that don't know, Scott has a pretty big heart when it comes to stuff like that.
To the point where I'm like, I do have the old molds out there. And I'm like, man, can I get one out there to send this kid? Okay. Because that's, sorry, Garage Kid guys. You know what? I'd rather send one to that kid and never make another one. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, there's something in the works. It may turn out to be digitally done. Okay. And now, so let's talk about that. Why? You say, why do it digitally? Okay. Well, so I'm going to tell you why. To have that thing molded would cost me about $1,500 before I even walk out the door. It's going to cost me $1,500 just to mold it. Okay. That thing is probably going to be $100 worth of resin if I even rotocasting it. Okay. All right. So then, okay, I don't solely own that. So half of the net goes to the owner of the kit, which is Ed Boukley from Dice Man Creation. Okay. So how many do I have to sell to make up just that $1,500 that I put into it? Okay. Now, let's say I go and have it scanned like I did my King.
Whoa. You're putting up the $1,500, right?
Right. So I would get that back before I had to give anything.
Right.
Okay. You know,
just to be clear.
All right.
Okay.
Right. But now, so let's say I can have it digitally scanned. Okay. And probably cheaper than I can have it molded. All right. Well, no. See, I can have it digitally scanned cheaper than I can have it molded, and then I can start making them right away.
Yeah.
Okay. I can start twice. And here's the thing. If this thing bombs because no one wants to pay X amount of dollars for it, then all I'm really out is the money it cost me to scan.
So just ballpark, what would it cost to sell that, like to retail for the cast?
For the cast?
For the resin copy, like the regular traditional.
$250 to $300.
Or more. Yeah.
Or maybe more. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And is that an item that everyone wants?
Not to mention a shit ton of work.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a shit ton of work because you're handling big giant molds that you have to put mold release in, and then you have to powder, and then you have to seal them up. Now, I can get this thing digitally scanned and broken down. Yes, it'll be more pieces than it was. Okay. But broken down to where I can print one. Okay. If it's broken down into smaller pieces, I can put it in a smaller box, which makes it cheaper to send to people. Okay. It may still be in that same price range. Okay. But I don't have as big a risk involved and or I can make as many as I need. Now, here's the beauty of it. One smaller one? Just because you like the way it looks?
Yeah. You could do, yeah.
Okay. There you go. So we're working on it.
All right.
Okay. That's all I can say is I'm working on it.
So back to our other conversation. What do you do at this point? It's
so what do you do? What do you do if so you want to be a Garage Kid producer? Let's go back to Jesse's episode. You want to be a Garage Kid producer? Well, you better learn how to cast.
Yeah, that's kind of what I would agree.
Or you better learn how to 3D print.
Yeah.
In today's world, you better learn how to 3D
print. I think that's the best advice. Cast your own stuff if you want to cast. You have to, that way you're taking all the risk. No one has your money.
Mm-hmm.
And
I have heard horror stories, and again, I don't want to throw names out there, but I have heard horror stories of, and one of the guys that got screwed over was James from KitCon. Okay. Of guys that are I'm gonna mail you stuff, or I'm gonna come to this show, I'll have your stuff, and the show comes and
there's no stuff.
Guy's standing there with nothing.
Yeah.
Because the guy lied to him.
Yeah.
Okay. There was one guy
that's happened
out there,
a lot of time.
There was one guy out there, notorious. What cracks me up is he's still selling on eBay. Notorious for calling people up and saying, yeah, your stuff's on the way. Here's the tracking number. And you look up the tracking number. There's no such number. Okay.
That's the shit I'm talking about.
Okay.
Like, that's the shit I'm like, why is that prevalent in Garage Kitdom?
And then, this was the beauty of this one. And this happened years ago. And then he'd come back and say, FedEx, love to blame FedEx. FedEx lost the box. Okay. All right. Let me tell you something. I've been in this hobby for almost 30 years.
Dude, have we been in?
I have mailed hundreds of things. I've mailed overseas. I've mailed FedEx. I've mailed UPS. I have USPS. All of it. Okay. I've used it all. Okay. I never had a box lost. Ever. Now I realize it happened. Okay. I'm just telling you, me personally. And I remember having this conversation with John Tuckey. Now, John Tuckey sent out thousands of kits over the course of his career. Okay. And I said, John, how many boxes have they ever lost? And I think he told me 2. He says, Scott, there were like 2. And one was kind of suspect, like the guy, So
you've had stuff go round and round and take a long time.
Oh, shit. I wish I could get, especially lately with the post office.
Going to Brazil. We were trying to send something to and it's come back twice.
Phil Lister, I just sent something to.
Yeah.
Okay. So it left here, went to Virginia, went to North Carolina, which is the state that Phil's in, went back to Virginia, went back to North Carolina, went back to Virginia, and then finally back to North Carolina to him. Why? Okay. I had another box here that came to me, and then it ended up in Grand Rapids, Michigan for whatever reason, and then it came back here.
Yeah.
This is my favorite story. A couple of years ago, Wonderfest contacted me. They pulled a Worthling, I'm going to call it, about a week and a half before Wonderfest, and said,
"That's good.
Is there any way you can cast this Mike Parks trophy?" Because Mike had passed away. And I'm like, well, yeah, if I had one. So I talked to Danya, and she was going to send me masters. She did send me masters overnight. Cost her $100. Doesn't show. Now we're in a panic because time's ticking. Get a hold of one of the past winners that I knew, Shaky Dave Dill.
Yeah,
I remember Dave,
this. Very.
Can I borrow yours? I go, I may have to take it apart. I may fuck up the paint, but I knew Dave could paint it because he's a really good painter. And Dave liked Mike, and he was really no problem, buddy. So Dave sent it to me, and I got the thing molded and cast. Okay, and I got Dave's back to him, and I got this thing in time for Wonderfest, and I've done it every year since. Even the year I didn't go, you still took it down there. But so the funny thing about that was about 2 months later, this box shows up to my house, and it's the Masters. Okay. So again, yes, shit happens. Okay. But when shit constantly happens to someone, there's a common denominator.
Yeah. Yep.
So
I think I'd love to hear what people's thoughts in the comments about
I would too, because
the state of things.
We have a lot of guys that want to be guests on this show that I'm afraid to put on here because of their reputations of not being reliable. Okay. And I don't want to get into that discussion with them. And I just don't want to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's, and again, I'm not going to name names because,
and I've always defaulted to you to be like, and should we do this?
Like, yeah. And there's been a few times he said, what do you want to do? And I was like, dude, we don't want that headache. Okay.
Yeah.
It might be a question of, I really like this guy, but I can't do this. Okay. And I guess I'm just of the opinion, if there's somebody out there that wants to come on that has a bad reputation, you're going to answer my questions about it. Okay. And then you're not going to like me.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't want that to happen because it's.
Or sometimes a little honesty.
Yeah.
Might help.
Whatever. Yeah. But the worst too is when, you think they're being honest and then they do the same shit all over again. Yep. And that's what this one guy had done. Like I said, I've never seen anybody lose more FedEx boxes in my life than this guy. Okay. So
we'll
even the conspiracy theorist that you are, okay, I don't think you can get on board and say, hey, they're after him.
No.
So
discussion. Let's try and keep names. If you want to try and allude to somebody, you can't, but let's not turn this into
I don't want names. I don't want to bash anybody.
Yeah, we're not not bash fest. What we're looking for is solutions. Like, what's the best way to kind of go forward with the industry? If we want to keep things cast in resin traditionally, what's the best way to do that? And I think Scott and I agree. I think doing it yourself going forward is one of the best ways. And we're not trying to take work away from people.
But the trouble is, and just like the casters, a lot of us, although a lot of us are getting older, so we retire, but a lot of us have daytime jobs or full-time jobs.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were casting on top of doing that. Okay. I had a full-time job, and then I was coming home and spending 4 hours a night in my garage coming up on a show to get shit done.
Yes.
Okay. And I literally went to a show one time with an hour and a half sleep because I cast right after the deadline. That's my fault. Because, again, I'm just as guilty where I'll say I will procrastinate.
You are the procrastinator. Yes.
Okay. But I will say this. I got everything I needed to get done for Wonderfest.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
all right. Because I've learned. Okay. Learn from your mistakes. Don't overcommit. That's another thing, too. We all want to be nice guys.
Yeah.
And so, in doing so, we overcommit.
Yep.
Okay.
Like right now, I have a list. I'm working on a list for some people.
I got a list right here. I got a list right here of shit I got to get done.
Yeah.
And some of it I've had. Roy Barrel, if you watch, you're next. Had that since Wonderfest. Mike Wallace, I just finished something up for him that'll go out. It's something small, but it's just, I'm printing this other stuff. I'm working sometimes. I've had the last month has been between, I know it sounds like a cliche. My dog died. My trees came down.
Yeah, right. Sure, whatever.
Just this last weekend, Monday or Friday, last week, Friday, I was cutting up a tree. Saturday, I was working on my septic field tanks because they were seeping odor out. Okay. Saturday night, I went to a party for someone. Sunday, I put front brakes on my car. Okay. By Monday, I couldn't move, dude. I didn't want to do nothing. I was laying on the concrete. Yeah, I'm a big fat ass laying on the concrete, sweat pouring out. My buddy was over there helping me. I go, something's wet on my forehead. I go, it better be blood. So, I mean, so when you get done with that and you come in, and yeah, 3D printing is not even close to what resin casting is, but it's still some work. And you just come in and go, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's, again, that's why I don't take money.
Yep.
I'll leave it at that. Anybody wants to come on and further this discussion, that's fine.
The future discussion is prices. That's what I want to talk about one of these days.
Well, and we're going to talk about that too.
One of these days, we're going to talk about pricing. All right. Voicemails, emails, and corrections.
There's this hole in this can, I'm telling you.
You'll cut yourself. Don't put things in there. Oh, you ready? You ready to hear these?
Okay, what are we doing? We going to do the voicemail first?
Again, the translations, the automatic translation transcribings are the funniest part of the whole thing. All right, first voice.
Hello, this is Magic Fridays for Jason Walker. Your 2 pounds of generic Viagra have been shipped out. Have a good day and have a wonderful party, Mr. Walker. Goodbye.
2 pounds of Viagra. How do you walk?
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Not to mention, you know what that would cost? You could buy me that Godzilla model.
Oh man, yeah. Whew. Well, Scott, it was bound to happen. I have not listened to this voicemail yet. I read the very broken translation that Google
I bet you I know how it ends.
I do too. It is the return. It is the return of our favorite caller, the ghost of John Tucky.
Yabba, dabba. Oh, you motherfuckers. That's right. It's me, John motherfucking Tucky from the grave. I am back, you sons of bitches. Guess what? I was floating around Wonderfest, and I overheard that Model Club was on its last breath. So, of course, I had to look into it. Talk about a snore fest. So, Scott, you have ran out of stupid mom jokes and reporting on people's health issues, and your side stick, Jason Walker, he's ran out of things that he doesn't know about? Well, you two bozos are in luck. I'm here to make the hobby great again. I'm here to stick it to you. Or better yet, sticker it to you. You know, give you guys something to look forward to. Boost your boob tube ratings. Oh, and before I forget, Jim Falk, really? Not sure what's worse, your callers or your content? Until next time, fuck Scott Blow Hampson, and fuck Jason Walker, too.
Oh, yes. He never disappoints.
They're priceless. I'm telling you.
Oh, woo.
John, we wanna have you on, John.
Yeah. That was I'm telling the truth. That's the first time I listened to it. That's pretty good. Oh, all right. That's the show. We have a great gallery again here at the end, so check that out. And I'll probably repeat some of the other stuff we've seen in there, but barbecue September 1st, suburban Chicago, south suburbs of Chicago. Come on in, good times, and
is it September 1st?
Yeah.
I'm double checking. Yeah, September 1st. Let's go.
All right, thanks for double checking. And again, apologize, no guests this week, and the people that were trying to get on, you're coming. I promise. It's been crazy around here. So we'll see you next time. I hope everybody enjoyed this lovely episode.
Episode 98.
98.
We're closing in on 100.
Is 100 our last episode?
Who should it be?
All right, we'll see everybody next time.
Bye.
We're good. Oh, ow! God damn it! Ugh.
Sure hope you were recording that.
Ah! I stepped on my ear cable and it ripped it right out of my ear. Ah. You ready?
I don't know. You want to just do it at 10? Don't you just hate my guts?
Fix that blind. It's driving me crazy.
What's the matter with it? I like it that way. What's the matter?
There, that's better.